Welcome to episode 91 of the Frenemies Sports podcast. It's been a while. I think like 3 or 4 months. You're all at different locations. Carter is at Mount Union playing some basketball. Hunter is at the beautiful Heidelberg, not in Germany, but in Ohio. And Jackson, still at OU, now is in his own dorm by himself. We're all doing great. We're ready for a great football season. Should be a great time. Boys, how we doing?
I'm living the dream in what many people call the heartland of America.
It's not a
excellent out here.
Oh my God! No one calls it the heartland of America.
Everyone does.
If you think Athens is the heartland of America, come to Tiffin. I'll show you the heartland.
Carter, where is Mount Union really quick before we start?
Alliance, Ohio, baby.
I always thought Mount Union was where George Washington was from.
Some call it the West Virginia of Ohio.
That is Mount Vernon.
Yep.
Some call
similar. They're both mounts.
Yeah. Yep. Some call Mount Union the West Virginia of Ohio. Take that however you want to.
I would hate that. West Virginia it's by far my least favorite state. There's nothing to do in West Virginia.
Oliver Anthony is from West Virginia.
Is he actually?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not.
No,
yes, he is.
You sure?
Oliver Anthony? Yeah. Northman,
where does he
Richmond,
live?
north of Richmond.
Oh my God, Jackson. Oh my God. No. You know what's north of Richmond? Washington, D.C. So he's from Virginia. Richmond, Virginia.
He's from West Virginia.
I know,
he's from West Virginia.
He's from Virginia. Fargo, Virginia.
Oh, well then his song originally got played on Radio WV. I was listening to Joe Rogan this morning. Anyways, you guys don't care about that. You guys probably want to hear about football.
Spewing from your ass already. God, it's gonna be great.
Carter, can you watch your mouth, please?
Can we talk about the NFC South to start?
Let it die, brother. Let it die.
We'll walk into it. Let's start with the AFC East. The Bills, Jets, Miami, and then New England. So each person gives your 1 through 4 prediction, and then whichever team you want to speak for. Each person gets like 20, 30 seconds so we can get this, train on the tracks.
All right. Jake, you would know about trains on tracks. If I had to start...
Jackson, you have no idea.
Well, I know you've always wanted to be a train conductor since you were a kid. You were a big Thomas the Tank Engine fan.
I was.
Yep. If
I
had
have
to
a
start
train
the
whistle in my
AFC
house.
East, this is a tough division to pick. I think there's 3 great teams, and then there's the Patriots. I love the Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson connection this year, but I love Tua to Jalen Waddle more. So I'm going to go Dolphins 1. I'm going to have the Jets coming in 2nd. I think the Bills take a huge regression this year. I'm not even sure Stephon Diggs plays the entire year on the team, and I think that defense takes a step back. And then the Patriots, I think, finish like 6-11. Tough year for Mac Jones.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
Why do you see a Bills regression?
Well, Josh Allen has never been a good quarterback without Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs leaves this year. I think Josh Allen has, therefore, a bad year. I don't think it's an elite defense.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go next just because I completely agree with Mr. O'Neill in the heartland of America there. Miami first. I'll go Jets second. I could see a spot where they just completely fall apart, though, because Aaron Rodgers is just bizarre. But I'll put them at 2, Buffalo at 3, New England at 4. I don't think they're going 6-11. Like, I don't think the Bills will be a full downward spiral. But I think they still make the playoffs with 9-10 wins. But yeah, that's my 4.
I don't know why the heat on the Bills is happening right now. I feel like the Bills have earned the respect to be at the top, and they're going to be there until, they prove otherwise. I think Bills are number 1. Jets are really close to. The Jets have a really good roster. I think I think the top 3 teams in the AFC East could all make the playoffs, honestly. I mean, they're all that good. Dolphins and Jets are going to finish really close, but I'm going to put them at 3, and I think the Patriots finish 4. But I don't think the Patriots are a bad football team. It's just they're in a bloated division.
Oh, this division reminds me of like the hype that it's getting that the AFC West got last year with their 4 teams. I don't understand the Bills hate either. And so with that being said, I think I'm going to go Bills 1, Dolphins 2, Jets 3, and Patriots 4.
Who's your 4th team again?
Patriots.
That's we all have the Patriots in 4th. Yeah, and I say with Hunter, I just don't think it's because they're bad. It's just be loaded the schedule. Now they'll be able to pick off wins. I think it's one of the closest divisions, but I don't see them getting their ceilings like 3rd. But I don't know. I see them in 4th,
So if the Bills finish 3rd, do you see them making the playoffs?
I'm between the Bills and the Jets.
Yes,
So I don't love the Jets this year. I love Garrett Wilson. I don't love Aaron Rodgers. And Robert Saleh I'm like 65% bought in with him, but there's a 35% chance he's just not actually good of a coach. Their defense is going to be great, though.
Yeah. There's some big caution marks for the Bills, no doubt, but I still think Josh Allen's a top 3, 4 QB in the league. And when you have that, you can win.
All right, we're going to skip then to the NFC East. We'll flip back to AFC, NFC with like the same like things. Washington, Giants, Dallas, and Philly. Does anybody want to volunteer to go first? The boy from Alliance, it's all yours.
This one's pretty simple for me. I got Philly at 1. I got the Giants at 2. The Redskins, soon to be Commanders or other way. They're all, I don't know. It's up in the air. They're changing it back from what I've read today. Maybe not.
Nope.
Probably should still
the
call
owner
them
came out today and said there is a 100% chance they don't change their name back to the Redskins.
Are you sure? I thought I read something else.
I'm 100% positive.
Okay, well, I believe Jackson, even though he's had a little bit of a streak today. And I'll take that right here. That's on me. The Commanders, I'll take them at 3rd. And then I actually think the Cowboys are going to go 0-16. Man, honestly, I hope their franchise burns to the ground.
So, Carter, I'll go next here because I think you hit on a lot of key points here. I actually completely agree with your 1 and 2. I think it goes Eagles, and I like the Giants a lot this year. I like Dable. I love the Darren Waller signing. It's a good offense. You get Barkley back. It's a good offense. I like it. I'm going to be realistic here, though. I think the Cowboys finished 3rd. Dak said he's going to throw less than 10 picks this year. I think Dak throws 20 picks this year. He's looked terrible in camp. He's not a good quarterback. He's overrated. Tough year for the Cowboys. They finished 3rd. And the Commanders, which, they should be the Washington Redskins, because if you find that offensive, you're soft. The Redskins will finish in last. But I do like that they have a new owner, though. It's good that Dan Snyder's out of the NFL. He was bad for the NFL. He's a bad dude. They got a good guy in there now. But no, they still finish in 4th place.
I'll go next here. Real quickly, does Trey Lance take over the starting job?
I hope so. That'll be the final nail in the coffin for that horrible franchise.
He will not. No. He may take some snaps and like a special little package that they have in like the red zone, but no.
Trey Lance is one of the worst things to ever happen to football, probably since Aaron Hernandez.
Oh my, no. God. There's just no way that statement was just made.
Jackson.
It's an absolute travesty that he was the 3rd pick in the entire draft.
Okay.
And then the last pick in the draft went undefeated with the same team. It's a travesty.
That's fine.
That's not how you should draft quarterbacks.
That's fine.
Jackson, the phrasing of your statement was just so poor.
I disagree. Aaron Hernandez
committed double murder.
Jackson, let's take this at face value.
That was terrible.
You compared Trey Lance playing bad football to a person who committed a double murder and then hung himself in jail.
That's not what I did.
That's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you just did. No, that's exactly what you just did. No, verbatim.
No.
What you just said is you compared a bad football player to a double murderer
as a former
who killed
journalist
himself,
major. This
killed
is what a
himself
bad
in
journalist
jail,
would do.
supposedly.
You're taking my words out of context. The viewers can see what I just said.
Okay.
What I said was this, word for word. I said Trey Lance is the worst thing to happen to football since Aaron Hernandez. Is what I said word for word, verbatim.
Okay.
Did I compare?
What does that mean?
Did
so
I
let me-
compare Aaron Hernandez's crime
What does
with
that-
Trey Lance's crime of playing football? No,
So-
I just look. Aaron Hernandez, when he committed that crime, that was a terrible day for football. Because I was like, man, these football players can do horrible, horrible things. Since then, maybe you can make the argument with Kaepernick, depending on where you fall.
DeMar
But-
Hamlin dying on the field wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Ray
DeMar-
Rice-
I mean, that was,
Ray-
I mean,
Ray
in a-
Rice-
that-
Ray-
in a lot of ways.
I feel
Ray
like that's
Rice-
pretty heartbreaking to the football
when
community.
hold on, yeah, that's
Ray
not the
Rice
worst thing to
beating
happen
the
to
living
football.
shit out of a
That-
woman.
Hold on, well, that was bad, but it's gotten to the point where like most NFL players do that now. DeMar Hamlin, that was really unifying. A lot of great things came from that, and DeMar Hamlin's going to win Comeback Player of the Year. Trey Lance is just so bad at football. He's thrown 400 passes since high school. That's crazy.
You're telling me
You should never draft a quarterback that does that.
Trey Lance
Anyways.
is worse than Brandon Whedon? He's worse than Colt McCoy?
Yes.
Well, what?
I think
Wow.
he'll be okay. He'll find
I
his
don't.
place.
Moving on.
Glad to get
Hold on.
that off my chest.
I said,
All
I
right.
have a really quick question. You just say yes or no to it, and you can't expand it. Okay. If Trey Lance would have been traded to the Buccaneers, would he be the starter over Baker Jackson? Yes or no?
I don't know.
That's
What
Hunter?
is that?
I would say I'm still a Baker fan, and in a heartbeat, he would be a starter over Baker.
Carter?
Yeah, because you don't know what you're getting from Trey Lance, and you know what you're getting from Baker Mayfield.
Okay. There's our little poll. Let's just keep that little tidbit,
In a
tweet it to the
In a
NFC South.
heartbeat. I hope Baker does good this year.
All right. Where were we before Jackson said something about
I need to do my
Hernandez?
predictions. NFC
Yes,
East.
it's you. Yes.
Philly at 1 for sure. I think Cowboys finished 2. I think the Cowboys have a good roster up and down. I think Giants are a real close 3. I could see them tying, honestly, in the same record. The Commanders suck. They won't be anything. I don't know. I think New York and Dallas can intertwine all year at the 2 and 3 spot. I think Dallas ends up taking it, and Philly at 1.
You know, you guys are gonna hate this, but I'm just gonna say my 4. Dallas at 1. Carter, I know you hate Dallas, but they won a lot of games last year with Dak Prescott missing, I think, 6 games, and their backup was playing. They're finished 1. Super Bowl hangovers 2 with the Eagles. Number 3 is the Commanders. Low key, I am a Sam Howell stan. I think he's actually gonna be fine. I think he's the Taylor Heineke 2.0, but better, and the Giants in last.
So you're very low on the Daniel Jones stock. You're selling. You're selling right now.
I just the Giants won so many close games. I can't eat regression to the mean. They're gonna lose some of those games. It's just not gonna happen. So yeah, I have them 4th. Plus, you know, very about Ron. Also, Brian Robinson was shot, and I guess I didn't make it on Jackson's bad things in football list. Just want to point that out.
I mean, it was sad.
He was shot.
What are we? Stop. We need to move.
That's
We need to move on.
terrible.
He was shot.
You're never going to win the
agree,
argument,
that's
Jay.
horrible.
Oh, I'm kind of with Jackson here. He's fine now. In fairness,
That's not what I'm saying.
nothing
That's
bad.
horrible that he was shot.
Okay. So you're saying Trey Lance playing bad football is worse than
Because as a
a man getting
society, we
shot.
think. Hold on. In America,
It is
as
a
a
game,
society,
Jackson. It is a
hey,
game.
hey,
It is a
no,
game that
no, hold
5-year-olds
on.
play in the field.
I understand.
A man
No.
was
Jacob,
almost
thank
died.
you. Thank you. Jacob, I understand. But as Americans and as a society, and we can't even disagree with this, we've gotten so numb to hearing news like that it really doesn't affect us anymore. And if you argue with that, you're
And
lying
we're
to
not-
yourself.
Okay, Jackson, we're Cleveland sports fans. We're not numb to bad quarterback play.
No, we are. San Francisco shouldn't be. They've had Steve Young and Joe Montana.
But it's you, Jackson. It's your perspective. It was your analysis. It's coming
No,
from you.
it's all right.
I mean, you have 2 options, Jackson. You can take it and say it was your thing, Or you can blame, or you can say that San Francisco fans would like to relate it to the Aaron Hernandez
No,
murder.
next division.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
AFC North. I'm going to go first, and I like to preface this every single year with the same statement. I am biased. This is a biased order. But this is the most confident I felt in this pick the past 3 years. In fourth, I have Baltimore. Their new hire with them throwing the ball is maybe the stupidest thing I ever heard when you have a running back at quarterback. They had a system that worked. They could have improved it with different things, but they hired a passing guy, and they're getting receivers. So they're going to be running the ball less, passing the ball more, with a wide receiver in Odell Beckham, who's horrible. Zay Flowers, you got a signing bonus of $7 million, which is about $6 million too much. And then a Rashad Bateman, who blows. And Mark Andrews, who's aging and is injured. They're last. Pittsburgh in 3. They played well at the end of last year. Kenny Pickett is the definition of mediocre, but Mike Tomlin produces 9 to 10 win ball clubs, so they'll be third. And second is the Bengals. Joe Burrow is fantastic. I think they start off 0-2. I think they're going to start a little bit shaky, but they'll finish 11 wins. The first place, the Cleveland Browns, with a 13-4 record. They dominate this an offense that is going to thrive because they have going to be a top 10 quarterback, a top 2 running back, top 5 receiver core, and a top 3 defense. Super Bowl, Super Browns. Thank you.
I'll go next real quick. Jacob and I are very similar, except I think the Steelers edge out the Ravens for the dead last spot. I think the Steelers edge out the Ravens for the dead last spot. The Steelers finish 4th, Ravens 3rd, Bengals 2nd. Not only will the Cleveland Browns dominate this division this year, and here's the difference between Jake and I. I'm not biased. That's the problem. Jake says he's completely biased, all that things. I'm not biased. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. The Browns will lose no more than 2 to 3 games this year. And if we do not win a Super Bowl, it is a massive bust. Thank you.
I'm going to go. I joined last year the Jacob Miller led train on our first season. And I never regretted it. Through all the heartbreak, all the turmoil of being a Cleveland Browns fan. Jake sent a beautiful TikTok to our group chat this past week of a Vikings fan giving a lecture to one of the students about how it's like being invited to a party, and you're always invited to the party, and you can never leave the party. No matter how bad the party gets, no matter how cool other parties look, you are in the party for life, and that really is Cleveland sports fandom. But I agree. We actually have a quarterback this year. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to kind of let him go and let him make plays. So I'm going to take the Browns at number 1. I like the Bengals at number 2 too. I think they have the second best player in the league and second best quarterback. I guess he's going to be back for week 1, so we'll see how that goes. But I like him a lot, so I'm going to put him at 2. And I think they have probably the best wide receiving core in the NFL. I just don't think their defense is as good as the Browns should be. The Ravens are at 3, and they're going to be close because I just don't like the hate that Lamar Jackson gets. He was the freaking MVP of the league. He could throw the football. Yes, he can. He can. He can throw the football. And if us trashing him, just like some members of this podcast trash the Knicks, if that ends up screwing us in the page, I'm going to be very angry. This entitlement factor going on here screws us over. And then at 4th, even though they won't finish 4th, I'm not stupid. I'm just going to put them there because I disdain for them the 3rd most out of any franchise. The shit-stained Steelers will be my 4th place team, but they'll probably finish 500 and somehow make the playoffs because it's Mike Tomlin.
I need you to tell me right now who has a better roster, the Cleveland Browns.
Overall?
Yeah. And if so, how many? How many teams have a better roster than the Browns?
Maybe. Are we assuming Watson is back to last year in the NFL Watson?
Ideally, that would help.
Then maybe 3. Maybe 3 or 4.
You see, here's the thing. I've thought about it a lot too, and I've slept on it, and I've dreamt about it, and I've slept on it again. We may have a perfect season.
Oh my, Hunter, we haven't won anything in like 100 years.
Harder.
My grandfather has never seen a championship. Our grandfathers
legit gonna be making free money when I come back to Medina because I'm gonna throw some money, and it's gonna make me over $1,000 because it's legit the easiest pick in all sports right now. The Cleveland Browns will win the Super Bowl.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here. Look. We have 3 great Browns fans here, but someone needs to be the realist of the podcast. That's what people call me. They call me the realist.
No, they call you that. They call you the
I'm going to give you, with no explanation, the order of this division, and I don't want a single one of you to react. I want you to think about it and then give me your thoughts tomorrow or on the next episode. This is how this division goes. The Bengals win the division. The Steelers come in second. The Browns come in third. The Ravens come in last. That's how this division goes. Thank you.
So
you sit on a throne of lies.
The Ravens and last pick is something I can get behind. However, Jackson, when this Super Bowl train
no reaction.
starts...
No. Think about it for 24 hours, and I want you to think why those are my selections, and then talk to me. You can't make a gut reaction right now. Next division.
Okay. I would like to say something
I
about
can tell you why that's
Hunter and Carter. This Browns Super Bowl train, you got to get on it now, because it's going to fall off after week 1, and then the train's going to be no more, so you can't have any more fun. Are you getting it now during the preseason when you can say whatever you want? You don't get the games can't make you sad. Just get it now.
I handshook bet my teammate $50 that we destroy the Bengals week 1.
Probably not something you want to be posting on the internet, but
I'm just more concerned that Hunter's going to have I think Hunter has 0 money in his account right now.
Because I might put my entire bank account on the Browns in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to be a millionaire. We legit might go 20-0. Like, I don't see
on the train, Jackson.
I don't see a scenario how we lose a game. I really don't. And I've thought about it. I've thought about it for a month.
All right, we're going to move on, but Hunter, I love where your head's at right now.
Thank you.
And that's a man that got a 29 on the ACT, so he knows what he's talking about.
Thank you. Watch this.
Also goes to the prestigious Heidelberg University, so.
Very prestigious.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Out of all your classes, what is the least amount of kids in your in the class you've had?
9. It's a roundtable seminar. And it's me and a teacher in a room that's about to assess this, and 8 other kids. It's 9, including me.
Oh, that's crazy. I have a class with 150 people.
I'll send you a video. I have it next week. Because it's only once a week. I'll send you a video.
Oh, you have a once a week class?
Yeah.
All right. NFC North. I have an interesting take on this division. So if someone else wants to go first. Actually, Jackson, you go first. You went last time.
Thank you. I've been waiting to say this for such a long time, but the roar will be restored. Give him to me. The Lions come in first place. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Gibbs. It's a good defense this year. Dan Campbell. Let's bite some caps off. I don't even care what happens 2 through 4. Just give me the Lions.
Jameer.
What'd you call him?
Jameer. His name is Jameer Gibbs.
What's
Jamar
your
Gibbs.
nickname? What's your nickname for him?
Jameer?
Oh, all right.
J
We'll play
Money?
PC. All right.
J-Man?
Give me the Lions. I don't care what happens 2 through 4. It doesn't matter. Give me the Lions.
See, that's wrong. The Lions do not win the division.
Can you give us fourth place though, Jackson, so we can see where your head's at?
Packers.
I think I agree with that, but switch the Lions to second because the Vikings won this division. The Vikings are criminally underrated going into this year because everyone wants to blow the Lions' nutsacks off. So I will take the Vikings 1, Lions 2, Bears 3, Packers 4. Don't do that.
Guys, I'm going bold. I'm going bold.
Don't steal my pick.
Give me Green Bay at 4. Yeah. Why am I blanking right now? Bears, Packers, Green Bay.
Thanks for coming prepared, Carter.
Sorry. No, I got it now. Give me the Bears at 3. I like Justin Fields, though. I think he's a lot better this year. I think he proves he's the franchise guy, and they're going to continue to get better around him. Give me the Detroit Lions at 2. Okay. And the number 1, and I'm predicting a legacy year. This is a legacy year. The Vikings, and specifically for Kirk Cousins. Because let me ask you guys this question. Matt Stafford, a Hall of Famer. I think I already talked about this. I say yes. If we take Kirk Cousins, not stop head to head, and we switch the Super Bowl from Matt Stafford to Kirk Cousins, who are we looking at as the better quarterback?
This is not as profound as you think it is.
Cook.
I mean, I guess I'd probably say Kirk too.
Right. I think Kirk gets a lot of hate. I think Kirk's better than Dak Prescott.
Kirk does get a lot of hate, and I really like Kirk Cousins.
I think every Cowboys fan would agree with that.
Kirk Cousins is your mom's favorite player. I think Kirk Cousins is extremely underrated, and I don't think this division will be close. I think they will dominate the division this year. I think the Lions are really overhyped. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're a bad football team. They'll finish maybe 500, but the Vikings will win this division.
All right, gentlemen. Let's hold our shorts here because they may drop after this. Fourth place, Minnesota.
Oh my!
They completely fall apart.
You just want to be different right now. You just want to be different.
Jackson, Hunter. Carter. Sorry, you boys. Yeah, Carter and Hunter, because you both were shaking your head. Carter, I've had this four set up. Okay, I have reasoning for all of this. Yeah. They're in last. Let me get through it really quick, and I'll explain. They're in last, and third place is Chicago. Second place is the Green Bay Packers, and first place is the Detroit Lions. So I agree on first. My reasoning for Green Bay. They were a game away from making the playoffs last year with an Aaron Rodgers that was not playing anywhere near his level. He knew he wanted out, and he already was 40 years old. So he was a 40-year-old, uninterested Aaron Rodgers. I honestly think that Jordan Love can get around that play. Second, they still have two great running backs, a great O-line, and an underrated defense. I think everyone's sleeping on Green Bay. They expect them to be horrible. I don't hate Jordan Love. They're second. The Bears are a year away from being if they want to contend for the first, so they're third. Minnesota was one of... They're so up and down. I don't trust their coach. I like Kirk, but I don't think he's anything to write home about. That defense sucks. They got rid of Dalvin. I don't think they're able to run the ball. I think the team falls apart. Doesn't mean they're bad. I think they win 7 games. I think it's Kirk's last year. And I think it's they find a new coach afterwards. But Minnesota's in last.
I hate everything. Almost every word that just spewed out of your mouth, I hate.
I am most confident in.
You're telling me Jordan Love is going to lead a football team to second in the division?
I'm
Green Bay.
Alexander Madison is just as good as Dalvin Cook.
If I'm gonna look up Green Bay's win total, but if it's like 6.5, 7.5, I would honestly put through $500 on the over.
What has Jordan Love shown you?
Carter, he's been sitting there studying one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time for 4 years in the same offense.
His pants. At
That's
least
not
show
true.
some.
That's not
Yes, he
true.
did. Yes,
That's
he
not
did.
true.
Yes,
That's not
he
true.
did.
That's not true.
That was one of the worst performances by a quarterback last year. Was him. The week he filled it for Aaron Rodgers. Yes, it was.
Carter,
It was horrendous.
Carter,
You
I have a
just
question.
can't
Carter, I
lie.
have a question. Carter, I have a question. How would you rate Jordan Love's play, or sorry, Aaron Rodgers' play last year out of 10?
6.
Maybe.
I would
So,
rate Jordan
6?
Love's play
Okay.
a 2. A
Carter,
2.
Carter, shut up.
A 2.
Carter.
And his first year
A 6?
starting? No.
Carter, a 6 is average. I need my quarterback to be average to win 8-9 games. I think Jordan Love can do that. Green Bay in second.
Saying 6 is average is an outlandish statement.
Jacob, that might be your worst take ever on any podcast of anything I've ever heard from you. That was horrendous. We are going to look back at this.
Green Bay wins more than 7. They win at least 8 games.
Oh God, that's really bad. We're going to be
8 or
looking
more.
back at this, and we're going to be laughing.
We're going to look back and we're like, wow, Jake said something really smart right there. We should have listened.
Nope, that's horrible.
I may be wrong in Minnesota, but I will not be wrong in Green Bay. All right. AFC South. I think this is the easiest division to rank. I will go first. Jacksonville won easily, by far. They will dominate. They honestly may be first seed in the AFC just because of how cake the division is.
I agree.
Guys, they have 6. Their division is Tennessee, Houston, and Indianapolis. I think they can go 6-0, 5-1. Tennessee and Colts 2-3. If you can flip them however you want. And then the Texans with D'Amico Ryans is going to be just a shit show. I feel for CJ Stroud.
I agree with everything you just said. I don't even need to go.
Jacksonville. I don't think Indianapolis is going to be as bad as people think. I think Anthony Richardson's one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. I think he is pro ready. I think they could give Jacksonville a potential run for their money. Give me Indianapolis at 2, Tennessee 3, and Houston 4.
Excellent. It'll go Jaguars, then it will go Titans. Then I think Anthony Richardson's terrible this year, so I'll take the Texans, then the Colts.
If CJ Stroud didn't go to Ohio State, would that order be the same? It's just general question.
And well, I'm going to be honest. I think the Texans win 4 games max. I don't think Stroud has a good year. I don't think the Texans have a good year. But I think the Colts maybe win 3 games without Jonathan Taylor. I don't like their new coach. They have 3 receivers on the roster right now. They just cut Isaiah Rodgers. It's not a good football team any way you look at it. And they lost Gilmore too. It's a bad football team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Real quick.
I don't
the
hate
over
Richardson,
under.
though.
The over under for Green Bay is 7.5.
Oh, I would hammer over. I would hammer over.
8.5
Actually, I'm going.
plus money.
If I was of age, I would hammer the over. All right. Let's see. NFC South. I will go first. Hunter will go second. And then Carter and Jackson. I want you guys just to do your 4, but together and have your own little discussion about it. You'll have your own little moment. Okay. At least prepare for this division. Atlanta first. Then the Saints. Then Carolina. Then Tampa. Now, however, before you say anything about my Atlanta first pick, I have Bijan Robinson in every single fantasy league just about.
There it is.
I need that team to be good. So I'm putting all of my just all on it on just one corner. I'm going with Bijan and the Falcons being great this year. Actually, flip Tampa and Carolina. Put Carolina last. I'll put Tampa at 3rd. I'll use Smith.
I I don't hate the Atlanta one. I don't think it'll happen. I think Saints win the division, but I don't like any four of these football teams, to be honest with you. And all four of them are going to get their butt cheeks spanked inwards when they make the playoffs. That's how bad it's going to be. Who do I put it to? I think it's clearly Atlanta at 2. No, 3. I think Tampa Bay finishes 3. I think Carolina finishes 4. Realistically, I will leave it at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Carter, let's do this together. Let's start last
Number one?
place.
The last?
Let's start last place.
Let's start
No.
number one.
Let's start last place.
Let's start number one.
Listen to me. Let's start last place. There's a quarterback in this division who is 5'10" and weighs less than I do. In my opinion, not smart to draft NFL players that weigh less than me. And he can't see over an offensive line. And he honestly doesn't have a great ball. But he's not over 6 feet. He's one hit away.
Are you
from
about
his
to say
career
Bryce
being
Young?
over.
Are you about to say Bryce Young?
I am. The Panthers will win more games this year if they start Andy Dalton than Bryce Young. I don't even think that's controversial.
No, I have the Panthers last too.
Okay. We have the Panthers in last. Let's go to second here.
Second?
Who do you have finishing second?
The Falcons.
I also have the Falcons finishing second. This is great. This is really good.
Look at you
I
two.
think we're on the same page here. Because this is the easiest division to pick a winner in by a mile.
It's the Saints. The Saints are the winner.
I think the Buccaneers win this division by multiple games.
Okay. Here's the only reason.
When Baker played in Los Angeles, he was a great football player. He came in against the Raiders, not knowing the playbook, made up his own plays on the go, and led a 98-yard touchdown drive with no timeouts under 2 minutes to go. It was arguably, many people are calling it the greatest drive in football history, is what many people have called it. Then, you follow it up, tough week in Green Bay. Again, everyone was partying in Los Angeles, not on Baker. And then you go play Denver. At the time, one of the best defenses in the league, drops 50 on Christmas. I mean, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. So, we got to see what Baker did in the preseason with no Godwin, no Mike Evans. He only had one incompletion. Talk about accuracy. If he's accurate with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, there's no limit to what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can achieve. This is a first-place football team by multiple games. And Derek Carr sucks. He's not a good quarterback. He is the most overrated signing in the offseason. The Saints will not be a good football team.
Derek Carr is a top 15 quarterback. The Saints have a solid defense and enough weapons. They're going to finish first. Let me explain to you why the Buccaneers are not going to finish fourth and they're going to finish third. The Buccaneers are going to start 1-5. Okay? And then all of a sudden, we're all going to get alerts on our phones. And it's going to be those two alarms, and in the middle, it's going to say, Bucks release Baker Mayfield.
There is a greater chance that Kamala Harris is the president than the Buccaneers release Baker Mayfield.
I think
Baker Mayfield will now hit the waiver wire.
More realistically, it's going to say Kyle Trask, now named starter. That's what he's going to say.
You think there's a greater chance
then
Joe Biden dies that Baker gets released by the Bucks?
Yes.
Then, listen to this. Listen to this right here. Kyle Trask, or whatever his name is, he's going to start 2 games. They're going to split it. So now they're 2-6. Okay. They are then going to go on one of the most improbable runs
All right, so this is where you.
And they're
going
gonna
to finish that sentence. Where are you?
They're gonna go.
Kyle
They're
Trask in
gonna
his
go.
career without Kyle Pitts has never been a somewhat decent quarterback. He's been
They're
significantly
gonna go.
below average both college
5-3.
and the NFL without Kyle Pitts. He's been a bad quarterback. That team does nothing with Kyle Pitts at the helm. With Baker Mayfield at the helm, preseason MVP, if you may. That team.
Oh my God! There's no way
is a
you
legitimate contender.
There's no way you just made up on Warren just to give it to Baker.
So it's not made up. No one had better passing statistics this preseason than Baker Mayfield. Find
He
me
was
stats.
fighting for his job.
And
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Delivered. He delivered.
You want to know
He's finally
why
got a
no
team
one
around
had
him that
better?
believes in him.
Because all the starters were resting. They were taking a
So he had it
snooze.
harder on himself.
Because he's
He
a
had no one to throw the ball
bum.
to.
Oh my God, he's a bum. He's so
You
ass.
wish you were Baker. You wish you were Baker.
I wish I
You
was
wish you had
Baker.
a.
That-
you
I would know.
wish-
I
you
wish I was
that
Baker.
you had a
getting
city
paid millions,
that loved
getting
you
paid
and that
millions
you
to
could
sit on my
deliver.
ass
But guess
and have
what?
my wife
you were the
tweet
face of a
bullshit
franchise
comments.
for 3 years.
I
and
wish
you
I was
delivered
Baker.
the same
I
round exit
do.
every year.
You're
The storyline
right.
was the same every year. Get to the what quarters, districts, wherever we got every single year with you at the helm and
You're
lose to Eds. Never make it
absolutely
past
right.
them. Baker
You're
did the improbable. Won a playoff game.
right.
The things you'd give to do the improbable.
You're
If you beat Eds, you would have
absolutely
been
right.
the greatest point guard in franchise history. But you didn't. Now you're just going to be some nobody. Half point in the Lions. Next division.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say something real quick before we move on. I think it's rare, and I don't think it happens. But if Baker Mayfield won a tear this season, this would really just spark this podcast. I mean, I'm not saying I want to see it, but my God, would it just be something else if Baker to start off like 10-0?
I just
No, you do, because Hunter, you want to see Baker throw 5 touchdowns week 1, because you know how great the week 2 episode would be. You want to see it.
You know what this is like? This is like
He's America's
fighting.
sweetheart.
This is oh my God. You sound like a Cowboys fan. You are secretly a Cowboys and a Yankees fan. You little entitled prick. That's what you are. Baker Mayfield deserves to be in a Cowboys uniform every year.
This is why nobody respects you. I call Baker America's sweetheart, and you call me a Cowboys and Yankees fan. I'd rather be a terrorist before I'm a Cowboys and Yankees fan. If like the FBI or CIA or anything, so I don't want to be a terrorist. Next division.
Next division. I miss that a lot too.
It's just never gonna end. I've just realized that until Baker's literally like 45 years old, Jack's just gonna make up some scenario where he comes out of retirement at the age of 29 and leads a team to a Super Bowl.
I hope he's like Josh McCown, where he just doesn't leave. Like he's just on a different team every single year.
He's like Colt McCoy.
Yeah, he's just always there. Or like maybe like a Brian Hoyer, where like he's a backup, and he finally gets a spot, and then he actually wins some games, and then like shits the bed again. But that'd be sweet. All right, final 2. AFC West. Would anyone like to volunteer to go first?
Yeah, the Chiefs win the division. Thank you.
And your second, third, and fourth place team?
Doesn't matter because the Chiefs won the division.
Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
I agree.
Yeah, actually, I'll agree with that too. All right, that was easy. All right, NFC West. Can we all agree on last place? If the Cardinals win more than 2 games this year, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, they stink.
They are poo-poo.
There are 2 options right now, are Josh Dobbs and whatever the other guys, like the 5th round pick's name. I forget his-
Rocket Man. He's a rocket scientist.
No. I want to sit in silence after that for.
Wait. Tell me when you're ready to start up again. Give me like a nod or something.
Just say it again.
When you're ready to get back, give me like a nod.
The other statement
That he's a rocket scientist.
for that.
You should.
Oh, well, that's why I wanted you to give me the nod. Whenever you're ready. Are you ready? All right, everybody. And now we're back to Frenemies Sports.
I was not expecting that. I thought you were the rockin'.
You were going to say, Rocket Man.
You were saving that. You were saving that for the right spot in the episode. Good for you. Right, Arizona last. Rams in third.
I agree.
San Fran in second. And Seattle in first.
No,
Hold on.
switch those.
Okay, no. Hold on. I'll explain it. I think Brock Purdy, they just said he's regressing back. Like, he's not fully healthy yet. I don't think he's going to play fully healthy until like week 5 or 6. And I think Seattle wins 10. I think Seattle wins 11 games. I think they'll win 10 or 11 tiebreaker, but I'll give Seattle the edge for now.
I think San Fran could put Jack at quarterback, and they still win 12 games.
Yeah, I got San Fran finishing first.
Yeah,
Everything else I like.
Am I up?
I love when you
Sorry.
do that.
Yeah,
Homie. Especially now on you.
I've got the Niners. They come in first. That team is so well coached, so well managed, with the exception of the Trey Lance debacle. The Niners will come in first. The Seahawks have a great year. Jackson Smith-Njigba has a great year and a great 10 years because he's on my dynasty team. Rams come in third. They'll be average. They'll be 8-9, 9-8, nothing more, nothing less. And the Cardinals, their goal is get out of the draft with Caleb Williams, and maybe the Texans are so bad you get Marvin Harrison Jr. with them.
All right.
Wow. What a return.
Anyone? Are we going to do Super Bowl predictions really quick?
Oh, love to.
Okay. Carter, because your hair looks so great right now, I'm gonna let you go first.
Wow. There's some hat hair right there. All right. Well, the AFC is pretty obvious. Don't know how we're going to get past Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not going to worry about it until that bridge down to cross. Give me my brownies. Give me the dog pound.
Stop.
Coming out of the AFC.
Stop.
Where are they going to travel all the way over to the West Coast, the NFC? And here's where it becomes very difficult for me. Yeah, I'm really lost, guys. I don't know. I don't know who to pick. I like San Francisco, but if Brock Purdy's not healthy, that scares me. You know what? I like the Vikings. But Kirk hasn't got over the hump, even though I really want him to. You know what? I'm gonna say
happened during prime time. Just let you know.
I'm gonna say they go back to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna take the Eagles. They go back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? There's always next year, right? Stick the Brownies. I will cry, by the way, if this happens. I will shed tears like no other. It'll be...
Yep.
And people can look at me crazy. People can say they don't understand. And they don't understand. And they'll never understand. It's a disease. It is being as dedicated to sports as it is.
Yep.
But this is the year, gentlemen. This is the year.
It's not, sweetheart. Look, you almost had it.
Hold on. I'm going to go real quick because mine's the exact same. The Browns win a 31-7 thrashing against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And we...
All right.
7.
All right.
Oh, God.
All right, sweethearts. You two almost had it. You had Philadelphia right. You had an Ohio team right. Unfortunately, it's Eagles-Bengals. And I think the Eagles get their Super Bowl, and Joe Burrow starts to look like Joe Kelly.
Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly. God rest his soul. Oh,
he's not dead.
Oh, good for Jim. I thought
he beat cancer.
That's awesome.
You've
for Jim.
you've had an absolutely horrible showing today.
Wow. Good for Jim. I hope that doesn't happen to Joe.
All right. Look, I am. Me and Hunter have been talking about the Browns winning the Super Bowl for about a month now, so it's me and him conducting this train. Despite that, I do have to put on my a different cap here and actually try to be analyze here.
I had my analyst cap on as well.
Oh, I know, I know you did, buddy.
Okay.
But this is my analyzing cap on.
Okay.
I'm between two teams for the AFC right now. The NFC is going to be San Francisco, I think. I think Brock Purdy's going to be fully healthy at the end of the season, and Kyle Shanahan is a great playoff coach. AFC, it's either going to be Mahomes or it's going to be Trevor Lawrence going to the Super Bowl through the AFC. I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Trevor Lawrence.
I think it'll be Chiefs-Niners. However, that is part of my one of my favorite teams in the AFC. Jacksonville is going. They're going to win 13 to 14 games, and they will make the AFC Championship game.
Wow.
I think we're underselling how good Trevor Lawrence after this year is going to be a perennial top 3, top 4 quarterback the next 10 years.
Oh my!
And I know,
I know
Jackson hates this because he's been so anti-Trevor, and it's finally coming back to him. Like, all of his hate is just not true after what Trevor did in the playoffs, coming back from 30 points down and just shoving his massive water bottle right over Jack's face and all, just splashing all over him after all of his arrogance during halftime when they were up 27-0 and just made Jack just feel it.
I felt nothing.
He will be a top 5 quarterback. However, I will take Mahomes because Mahomes has earned it. He does own the conference. My Super Bowl winner is going to be Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs. They get another one, putting him at 3, I think. Yes,
I'm going to start the Never Trevor movement.
My fan cap has the Browns winning it. And my third cap has the Jaguars winning it, just because Trevor Lawrence is that good, and he's going to shove it up Jack's textbook.
All right.
Any interesting thoughts before we end here?
I was just looking at our schedule.
It's a pretty tough schedule, Hunter.
We legit don't lose. Yeah.
Jackson, your thought? Or these last minute thoughts are earned, by the way, from what happened last season.
I think Juan Thornhill may win MVP.
Okay. Carter?
I have an MVP take that's a little interesting. I think Justin Jefferson has a real chance to win MVP.
A team that's finishing last, I just don't see that happening.
Oh my God.
Low key, Trevor Lawrence MVP.
Oh my God.
It's a great possibility. No, it's a really great possibility. That's probably going to happen. All right. Thanks for listening. We cannot wait for a great season 3. We'll see you later.